Hey guys, this is a quick showcase for my Maschinen Krieger in a bell jar build here. As usual, I didn't film myself working on this, I'll just cover the basics in this video and you can find a more detailed version on my blog. I'm sorry, but otherwise I'm just ranting at you for 45 minutes while you're staring at a picture, but yeah, I know, I need to start filming myself when I'm building.
RoboShop.
The reason I didn't document this build the way I probably should have, though, is that it wasn't really planned at all. I just wanted to do this S.A.F.S kit from Wave because it's a really simple snap fit kit and I wanted to work on something small and easy. The rest just sort of happened. Anyway, the S.A.F.S itself, as you can see, has probably the heaviest weathering I've ever done on a kit. I didn't use chipping medium this time though, the chipping is all done with a sponge and just various Citadel paints. My big takeaway from this one is that Dryad bark makes an excellent dark rust color. Once the chipping was done, I dry brushed a lot of vertical streaking and just general discoloration all over everything with Abteilung 502 paints, and then I added more streaks and stains with the same paints but thinned as a wash. I'm really liking this method for streaking these days because you get the soft edges from the dry brushing and then just tighten it up where you need to. Plus it just adds more variety to your weathering, which always makes it more believable if you don't overdo it. In the general spirit of how you're supposed to approach an ma.k kit, I also decided I didn't like these rubber hoses it comes with and replaced them with coil springs. I put wires inside of these so that they would hold their shape and then basically just stippled and dry brushed my rust collars all over them so they'd blend in with the kit. The antenna is a leftover piece of brass rod from Luna guns that I'm also working on and a bit of coil spring at the bottom. The figure is an ma.k pilot from Brickworks that I've seen going by a couple different names on English sites, but whatever you call it, I think it's an awesome design. I painted the clothes on her basically by doing a white Zenithal highlight over black primer and then just several coats of green and brown glazes to tint them. It came out a bit messy on the shirt, but I think it really just looks like dirty cloth and the pants turned out great. I need to practice this a bit more so I can control it better, but I'm very happy with how it worked out. The pile of scrap metal that the S.A.F.S is standing on is really just a few chunks of cork with bits and pieces from my parts back glued to them. The pipes are actually just cut from empty sprues. Then I painted everything with Tamiya Desert Yellow and Red Brown, followed by brush painting the metal bits and sponge dabbing the rust texture on the metal plate that the S.A.F.S is standing on. There's also a little bit of dry brushing with light grey on the metal stuff. The bell jar is from IKEA. Someone posted a build with one of these in a modeling Facebook group I'm on and it just immediately clicked that it was perfect for this project. The base has this really ugly powder coating on it though, so I needed to sand that off first, and it's made of metal, so I had to use a metal primer from a spray can that probably gave me lung cancer. With the desert colors from inside the jar painted on it, it came out looking pretty nice though. And that was pretty much it. Not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I really like how this one came out, and the whole process was a ton of fun because it really just kind of happened as the ideas developed. Following a plan is nice and all, but it can get tedious because you're just checking items off a list at some point. If you're just making it up as you go along, there's a risk that you might screw everything up, of course, but I think there's something about the Maschinen Krieger kits that kind of lends itself to this more freewheeling approach, and it just worked out well this time. Well, and that's it for this one, folks. Point your cursor to the like icon and click please, and do likewise with the subscribe button if you haven't already. Even if it's not really a button, but just a couple of pixels made to look like one. Nothing's real anymore, right? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.